Hey, Scott Lara, ScottLara1961 on Twitter, thecruisegenius.com, ScottLara1961 on Instagram, Riviera Maya, White Sand, heading toward Helios. I know I've walked from Helios down this way, and now we're going to go this way back to Helios. I wanted to talk about gratefulness for a second, and I don't, usually publicize this, but the church I go to, every Saturday I have a men's group. And it depends. There could be 3 guys, 5 guys, 7 guys, depends. And, we have a real nice breakfast, bacon, eggs, grits, because, men like to eat, right? So have a nice breakfast. And every week, usually I share, and sometimes I ask my other guys to share. But I was sitting in the room a little while ago and kind of thinking about what to share here on my YouTube channel, besides everything else I'm doing here. And gratefulness is so important because no matter where you're at, and listen, I've been in some bad spots, I've been in bad financial spots. Marty had lung cancer 16 years ago, and if the wind is too much, just I'll see if I can adjust how I'm holding the camera. But Marty had lung cancer 16 years ago, and she was a lot stronger than I was. I mean, I was scared to death. And she had a lot of peace about it because she knew if anything did happen, she'd, be with the Lord and all that stuff. But I was like, I wasn't like, who's going to take care of me? I was more like, I didn't want to lose my wife, who gave me 2 amazing kids. And we didn't have grandkids at the time. But anyway, it was really hard. And of course, I've been through a lot myself. I mean, not like a lot of people have. This guy I know says I live a charmed life, which is kind of funny. I don't live a charmed life, but I am blessed. But let's go back to being grateful for a second. That's kind of my topic that I want to share. And I listen to a lot of people. One of the number one people I listen to is Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. Have a lot of respect for him, and he's got a lot of good stuff. And when you get a chance, just check out Gary V. And he uses the F word a little more frequently than I prefer, but he's got that New York personality. Anyway, about being grateful, I have found with myself and other people who have a grateful attitude that they tend to have less health problems than people who complain a lot, who are negative, who find fault, the glass is half empty instead of half full, that kind of thing. And I try to encourage people, be thankful and be grateful for what you have. Now, I think the number one thing. Good morning, how are you? Where are y'all from? Germany? Yeah. Oh, good. Yes, more Germans here today. Oh my gosh. So anyway, the number one thing is your health, because without your health, nothing else matters, right? When you get that cancer diagnosis, because now it's game over because you can't buy your health. I mean, ask Rush Limbaugh, ask Steve Jobs. If you don't have your health, man, it is tough, because your health is going to allow you to work. Your health is going to allow you to see your grandkids. Your health is going to allow you to travel. Your health is really a top priority because there's so much tied to it. And then when you don't have your health, it's the cost, and then you have maybe family members that need to take care of you. It's hard to walk. It's hard to do anything. So your health is very important. And that's why I encourage people as much as I can to eat healthy and do not be sedentary, because when you're sedentary, you're just sitting around all day, you're sitting around at night. You got to move, you got to keep moving. And to the best of my ability, I always try to walk here at the resorts, especially at Puerto Vallarta. You got to walk. There aren't carts at Puerto Vallarta. at the Grand Palladium there, family selection and the regular side. So by walking, you're going to be ahead of the game because you're moving, right? And I understand as you get older, especially us guys, we tend to, sit more, eat. And I got buddies back in Chicago that I went to high school with. It's really been tough because they've kind of let themselves go. And I know you hear women say all the time about getting married and letting themselves go. And to a degree that's true. Okay, I got the ring now. There's that one meme thing that says now I can get fat. But by staying healthy, it really makes a big difference. And then going back to gratitude, no matter where you are in the United States, you are wealthy compared to people like in Iloilo in the Philippines, or out in Mozambique, and some of these people that I know of and I've heard of, that, man, it is really tough. And they're born into those circumstances, right? You got a kid in Iloilo or a kid in Haiti. They didn't ask for that. But here they are, they're in a real bad spot. And you got to be grateful, and to the best of your ability, maybe support missionaries, go to nations and so forth who are reaching out to those people in those situations. But if you're living in the United States, chances are you got a TV, chances are you got a car, chances are you got an iPhone, chances are you got a place to live, chances are if you even don't have employment, you got food stamps, or you got Obama money or Obama phone or Biden money or Trump money. You have there's a lot that you have in the United States that a lot of people don't have. For example, when I was in Jamaica a couple weeks ago, I was telling the staff, the people at Palladium staff there, I said, we in the United States have got it great. And in those countries, they don't have the kind of benefits. Good morning, my friend. Good to see you. They don't have the benefits we have in the United States. And it's a shame, because it goes back to being grateful. And I think gratefulness is important, because as an adult, if you're not grateful, your kids are going to see that, and they're going to come to this mentality of, I deserve X, I deserve Y. And hard work is so important. I was pushing one of those metal blade lawnmowers. I don't know if you're all old enough to remember that. I know some of my viewers are probably remember that. The metal blade push lawnmower. And I spent a whole summer pushing that thing, earning money and working and having a good work ethic and that's something I taught my kids, is having a good work ethic. Because when stuff is just given to you your whole life, then you have kind of a bad attitude. You see it on planes sometimes. Some people, now I've flown in first, okay, but some people at first, they just think, you snap your fingers and people jump. And if you're in first, or even whatever, where you're at, about being respectful and being kind, especially, you know somebody's character when you act a certain way to people who can't do anything for you. And maybe a waiter or something. And I have some good friends of mine that tell me about tipping, and I agree with this 100%. Tipping is critical because, number one, you're showing a Christian attitude by being that way, and you're blessing somebody. And these workers, these staffers, they're not making a ton of money. And I was talking last night at dinner, and I'm gonna move the camera here a little bit. I'm over at Helios, and there's some people eating, and I always try to protect people's privacy because they're on vacation. Now let's come over here and get something to drink. A little bit of a walk here. Hey, my friends, how are you? Good to see you. You're my buddy. I like you. Can I get a Coke? Coke? Yeah. All right, my friend. But again, about being grateful, and it's just so important, because when you're grateful for what you have, no matter what you have, it is good, and that'll reflect in your health. I really believe that. Just having a grateful attitude, and And you may be saying, or maybe some critics may be saying, well, Scott, yeah, easy for you to say, you're in a beautiful resort, you go to resorts and you do all this stuff. I am very thankful and grateful for it. But again, even I think in the bad times, I've always tried to be grateful. And I think it's an important lesson for parents to teach their kids, praying over your food, or thanking God for whatever. So, okay, those are some thoughts. Scott Lara, ScottLara1961 on Twitter, Scott Lara1961 on Instagram, thecruisegenius.com. Have a great day.